Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Sam Evans, and this is the Electric Singularity. Thanks for watching. Now, GM has largely inspired mockery from electric car fans in general. And for good reason, really, let's be honest. They decided to partner with Nikola, and obviously did zero research whatsoever on how that partnership was going to turn out. And they really haven't made a concerted effort to build electric cars. They made a car called the Bolt, which looks like one of the uglier cars on the market. However, they have steadily improved the Bolt over the years, and realistically, GM may be a bigger player in this market than what we give them credit for. Over the last 12 months, they've made a number of announcements about their intentions in the electric car market. They've said they intend to make a huge number of models available by 2025. They've said they intend to electrify their trucks, obviously their pickup trucks we're talking about here. They've said they intend to electrify much of their lineup within the next 5 years. So maybe we're being a little too harsh on them. Based on that news, on that information, we have some new news that GM is about to announce a second massive battery factory with its partnership in the United States with battery manufacturer LG. Now, Fred Lambert from Electric announced the news recently. GM is about to announce a second massive battery factory in the US with LG. Now, he's called it a gigafactory, but obviously that the term gigafactory is one coined for Tesla factories and not GM factories. So maybe it's just a very large factory. Fred says, GM is about to announce a new massive battery cell gigafactory in the US in partnership with LG Energy Solutions, according to industry sources. One of the most popular things for an automaker in order to produce a large number of electric vehicles is to secure battery cell supply. Now, I should say one of the most important things for an electric vehicle maker is to secure battery cell supply. However, I believe Fred is massively understating this issue. Now, at the moment, there are quite a large number of electric vehicles being made by Porsche, Tesla, Audi, Volkswagen, GM, Renault, and a range of other manufacturers. Honda, the list goes on. However, as many of them are touted to be Tesla killers, why does it never happen? I believe the reason is because none of these manufacturers ever intended to mass manufacture these vehicles because they simply do not have the ability to do so. And why do they not have the ability to do so? Because they don't have enough battery cell supply. That is the one major bottleneck. And I believe it's the reason why Tesla will take a significant portion of the market, because they're the company focusing the most on removing that bottleneck. Obviously, GM is following suit, maybe a tiny bit late to the market. However, I think this is good news for American car consumers and global car consumers that GM is realizing now that they need to invest a huge amount of money in getting more battery cell supply. So kudos to them. Automakers have different approaches, ranging from simply having supply contracts with battery manufacturers to investing in building their own battery cells. Several automakers have been opting for something in between, where they partner with battery manufacturers to deploy new cell production capacity for their own new vehicles. With the Chevy Bolt EV, GM used to buy cells from LG Chem, now called LG Energy Solutions. But with the introduction of its next-gen electric vehicles using the Ultium powertrain platform, GM has decided to create a partnership with LG to produce their own battery cells as part of a joint venture. The joint venture, called Ultium Cells LLC, started with a battery cell factory in Lordstown, Ohio, that has been under construction for over a year. With a more than 30 gigawatt hours of planned capacity, the factory is considered a gigafactory, a term popularized by Tesla and first used by Tesla's Gigafactory in Nevada to refer to a battery cell factory producing over 1 gigawatt hour of energy capacity per year. The Ultium Cells joint venture has been rumored to be working on a second gigafactory in the US, and now it's all but confirmed. Reuters reports that industry sources confirmed that GM is going to announce a new $2.3 billion gigafactory project with LG in Spring Hill, Tennessee. They said, General Motors Co. and South Korean joint venture partner LG Chem Limited will announce a second US battery cell manufacturing plant on Friday, revealing plans for a $2.3 billion factory in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Three people familiar with the matter said. GM already has an assembly plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee, and it announced last year that it will be investing $2 billion into the factory to transition it to produce electric vehicles, starting with the Cadillac Lyriq electric SUV. The report states the battery cells are to be produced at the new factory and will go into the Cadillac Lyriq, but they will be different from the cells produced in Lordstown. The plant will use a different, more cost-effective battery chemistry than the one the companies will offer from the joint venture plant they're building in Lordstown, Ohio, the sources said on Wednesday. The timing and production capacity of the new battery factory project is still unclear, but the details are expected to be officially announced as soon as Friday. Now, I find it hard to believe that they're going to use better battery cells in this new factory versus the other new factory. Seems a bit of a strange decision to me. It seems more likely that if GM now has a better battery cell chemistry, they'll deploy that battery cell chemistry in all new batteries. That seems more likely to me. The most popular comments, NQNQ says, GM is going to announce a $2.3 billion gigafactory project with LG. The decimal point needs to be one digit to the right to make the kind of impact it should. But otherwise, this is good news. So obviously NQNQ thinks that this gigafactory should be costing more like $23 billion. In other words, GM should be going all in on electric. And I agree. If GM only put a toe in the water with electric, they will go bankrupt and they won't escape the coming collapse of ICE vehicles. However, if they fully commit in the way that Tesla has and in a way that Volkswagen appears to be trying to do so, then they will succeed. Fartis Castilda says, this is a doubling of capacity before the first plant is operational. This stuff is accelerating. I agree. It is accelerating. That's really good news. And 80 Degrees responds by saying, haha, you're not wrong. The $2.3 billion they put into Lordstown is getting 30 gigawatt hours. Not bad. But Tesla's pilot plant in a small warehouse is pushing for 10 gigawatt hours. The Flu responds by saying, until Tesla actually starts producing cells for vehicles, we don't know what the pilot plant capacity is. And AS3 says, using that logic, GM and LG battery factories will have zero battery capacity because they haven't started producing cells for vehicles. Also, Tesla has been producing cells and storing them for vehicles. Hell, they've even put some in vehicles already. Guys, they're right here. GM need to go all in. They need to invest more money into getting this happening faster and producing as many battery cells as possible. Consumers don't want ICE. And next year and the following year, they sure as hell are not going to want ICE. They're going to be wanting the new tech. Nobody wanted a BlackBerry 4680 when they could get an iPhone. Nobody. And hey, on that note, just imagine putting a motor into your phone. Just imagine your phone ran on petrol. Brian McKelvey says, good, we desperately need all the competition we can get in the BEV space. Battery electric vehicle space. I agree with you, Brian. We need it all. As much as we can get, as soon as possible. The sooner the better. And Mini2Nut says, it's good to see GM finally dive into the BEV pool after dipping their toes into the water with the mediocre Bolt. Mary Barra is steering the corporation in the right direction, and we can all thank Tesla for the change. If they had gone bankrupt in 2018, we would not be witnessing the huge transition to battery electric vehicles from virtually every automobile company. Mini2Nut, I agree. 100%. Great comment. I'll like that one. Guys, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.